the world we live in is much bigger than you had ever imagined? And what if I told you we were lied to? All the maps, the globe, everything. What if I told you it was all lies? And that in Antarctica, there's a wall. It's an ice wall. And it's said to be 150 to 200 feet high. It goes for miles and miles and miles and miles, all the way around, blocking off anyone from entering the South Pole. And what if I told you that many expeditions went and attacked this wall and they tried to destroy it? And what if I told you a few of the expeditions, the explorers climbed the wall and they described what they found? They found a pyramid of snow, which was referred to as terror. And they found a volcano spewing magma, and they called it Mount Erebus. And they said there was many lands beyond the pole. And this ice barrier completely blocked the way. If we look on the old maps, we can see many more continents and countries that are supposedly past this wall. And why was this hidden? Why is our actual world hidden from us? And people can claim that this is a myth. But why did they make the Antarctic Treaty? Why are we blocked from seeing our true world? Why?
Mickey sent me the link to this video, and I don't know whether you can see here what these people think, as these are all tree stumps and the pyramids have been built on top of the tree stumps. I mean, the land definitely goes up. There's a picture I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm going to show you some pictures from SAMFU because he's amazing. Let's go over to SAMFU and then we're going to play this video. So SAMFU always puts a good amount of pictures out on Facebook, and I really like some of the pictures he's used here. And we're going to stop at one because it links with the next video. Let's put the video on. I look at it now with another set of eyes. I also have my lovely friend Angel Giza, who's really into these pyramids, and he believes what he thinks that they were, and he'd love to build them himself. But anyway, I have had many hangouts with him and use his videos on this channel, but I'm going to just show you what he looks like so you know. But he's well into the pyramids. I don't know what he would say, but anyway, These are some of the videos that we've done with him. Yeah, we've done hangouts. Oh, we've done so many things. He's been on other hangouts. Look at this one with the music, or what the stones look like. Anyway, I'll just show you his channels. I can show you. There's a couple of his bits there. GreatGizaPyramid.com, Giza.was. This is telephone number, so there's many ways that you can get in touch with him. And on the channel, if you just put Angel in, all the videos should come up with him on, and all his details are in the videos. Love you, Angel. Anyway, I'm going to send this to him. But Shepu here is into melted reality. This melted, I don't know, look at it. It's poured concrete. See, all that stone goes under the wall of the pyramid, being a place of refuge. But this thing was so holy. Back to that message, or we've just done that message. But it's so holy, looked after them, it would just leak water because it's got holes in it. But it's very interesting, some of these pictures. Another look at that. He's talking about, I mean, we put them down as battery packs. Then you're told that these are burial chambers. You think, oh, mining somehow. And this guy in the next video, he's mining. And you can see that this is built down. He's saying thing happened where a wave or something big happened for this place to be destroyed. But for me, hopefully we're coming to the picture, if we looked at this, that this complex was man-made. There it is. This whole complex was man-made. And he's saying, you know, the land was lower then. I don't know. Because to me, once you realise that they're up there and the town is down here, this is quite built up. I mean, here, you're wondering, ooh, is that part of a star fort? Because you can see there's a bit of wall there and that goes out. So is this part of something else? See, maybe a star fort? But the pyramids are up here. They're on top of it. So there's no way, I think, the water could have got up here because it's higher. But the next people are going to say that these are tree stumps. This is what you're really looking at. Of course, the video recorder shuts off, and now I don't really know where I've got to, so I thought I'd just go back to this, where this is a wall, which we're going to see in a moment, and then, you know, it's a bit sort of... Anyway, those pyramids are built on top. So the water couldn't have got up there, could it? And maybe they've put stones round them, but this whole thing has been made. Time when we wouldn't have been able to have done this. Well, it's quite amazing, isn't it? I mean, some of them look like bricks to me. They're just different coloured bricks. What they show us always is great big stones around them, rather than there's lots of much smaller ones if they're bricks or stones. Yeah. But we're going to listen to what they say because it's very interesting. At least it's another version of what it might be. And I'm going to afterwards, if there's pictures afterwards, it's because I found them. And if I don't, I don't. But I found an old map of Africa the other day, and it wasn't spelt A-I-C-A. It was spelt A-F-I-K-A. With a K. And here it is. I'm glad I found this one. We've still got to look for the other one. But, yes, and look at the mountain where it is. There you go. Very interesting to have seen that. And the caption is, why is Africa called Africa? But it's a questioning thing. So the person puts the question out and then people reply. And when you look at it, nobody has any answers, not really. But there you go, look at that. Garden Eastwood in Eden. Yes, there you go. Afrika. And here's some answers here. That person is asking. They're saying through the Romans. I'm just saying that it's singularly or whatever. Just okay. It's probably another reason though, isn't there? Just that we haven't got it. But anyway, I thought that was a little bit interesting. But I like this one because countries are not countries. Europe is not a country. Asia is not a country. America is not a country, and neither is Africa. I get that. That's a good answer, but it still doesn't explain why it's got an F in it. Maybe translations, that one says. When you translate it over, into English, it becomes a C rather than it was a K. But anyway, that's that. But at least we found it. Let's move on. What the old world was and what was in it properly anymore, because most of it's destroyed one way or another, and I don't think it's through a war like they put infrastructure to look after the people and put the food in. So we don't really know what these were. Everybody's got their ideas about it, but it's very interesting to what this person says. And if I find the pictures of the trees, or it looks like they're tree stumps pictures, I will stick them in. You've got to do your own research as well. But if there aren't any pictures at the end, I didn't find any. But yeah, let's continue with the video.
I think you might have shown me this.
Yep.
Examples of tree stumps with pyramids on top of them. If you don't think that's a tree stump, I don't know what to tell you. It's just a mesa. It just happened that way. Well, here's an example. Here's an example of a mesa with growth rings.
Great picture. Right? Since you brought up that picture, and I had a little presentation ready, we're getting low on time, so I'll just run right through it really quick.
I thought I'd go and get his details, and then I pressed it, and then it says it's not found. I'll show you. So I can't. The person who says it's that's being interviewed. So there is his Twitter. You can write that down. But when you press the link, which he's saying is his channel, there you go, I just showed you. So it says it's not found. Anyway, let's continue with the video, but thanks very much for making it. And another idea about what these pyramids are.
You can go as long as you want, but yeah.
This is Cairo. The pyramids of Egypt are built on top of tree stumps. They did an analysis on the plateau that Giza's on, and they said that it had to be cut with a laser because it's so incredibly flat. Well, it just reminds me of the tree stumps we've talked about before, right? And why is that important? Well, when you look at the pyramids, and there's pictures that have hypothesized this, but this article is fantastic. It's based on an author who wrote a book on the subject. But basically the title of this article is The Great Pyramids of Giza, or the real Noah's Ark. Even the very rooms and tunnels in which the chosen survivors of the deluge took refuge, declared by Egyptologists to have been found at last. There's a huge labyrinth under the Giza Plateau. This was well explored, and it was more of a more public knowledge than it is today. Endless and endless tunnels, hundreds of miles of tunnels under Giza. And part of his analysis was he found salt all over the pyramids, and but it only went, I believe it was 100 feet from the top. And he said that the pyramids were buried under a salt ocean for several hundred, if not more than 1,000 years. And this may seem a bit outlandish, but when you go through and study many of the Native American cultures, Middle America, Canadian, Mesoamerican, South American, in fact, many of their stories and legends of some of these ruins that they don't know how were there, or that they do have some kind of cultural understanding, they describe them as places of refuge during the flood. Now, sometimes they would say, like in the Mississippi Delta, they had the same stories. They said that these were built for more than one purpose. but one of the main reasons was to survive a flood. Now, some may say that's the flooding of the Nile, but others, when you understand that ground level has risen considerably, and many of these pyramids go 50, 20, 100 or more feet under the ground. So when these things were first constructed, ground level was far lower. So to say that it was just the flooding of a river makes no sense. Especially when you understand that many of the temples on the Yucatan Peninsula, which have no flooding at all, that is a complete limestone formation. There are no rivers, it's all underground streams. The land doesn't flood. It had to have been some kind of tidal wave or serious deluge, perhaps the biblical one that we're discussing. So these narratives relate to trees. And I believe the subterranean, again, we're connecting a lot of dots here, guys, and due to time, we're not going to be able to go super deep. But I've hypothesized that the mining of veins and some of these cave systems, which I've talked a lot about endlessly on many episodes, and tomorrow I'll be doing another show and I'll be talking a lot about caves. They strike me as geological formations. Often you'll find coal and quartz and limestone and all these things intermingled with things, same substances we've been discussing. And I think that these pyramids think of them like vault doors into the tree, and that they were carving massive subterranean homes, cities out of the trees, and they were using the naturally formed veins, as you described, that form in trees, that transport the sap in the water, and using them in tunnels. And obviously, as me and you have talked before, it'd be far easier to shape wood than stone.
Zoom out, you can see that's the map, but if you get down to the right, you can see what's going on those mesas. Well, you got a wall there, and then you've got pyramids being built right on top of the cut mesas, and they're all in a row like tree stumps from a forest.
Yeah, I mean, the whole world was tropical. The time frames are kind of interesting. I think there's been 3 or 4 polarity flips, and each one was a little different. I think not too long ago, the world was populated with giant trees. You know, that everyone here is familiar with that concept. And just like, you know, the modern day rainforest of today.
That was our man there, and when I looked on the internet I found the videos, but the moment you press to go find any pictures or maps or anything, you just get pictures like that. So I tried different ways, putting different words in, and it didn't happen. But he's talking about the tree stumps, but I don't know about that. But they are built up, and I actually put it as man-made. Look, they had to dig the Sphinx out, so it was even higher. So I'm not sure how their theory quite works, but look at all those pyramids there. They don't mention all them, do they? Yeah, loads of pyramids. Pyramids everywhere. Anyway, what's your thoughts?